Hello. Today we'll be going to the vault. Another part of the Heavensward MSQ. Quartus. The vault. That chainmail, man. Is a whole thing. I think I went on a little rant about it in the last video. I don't wear chainmail because I don't like hearing that. But anyway, okay. I'm going with the NPCs. I got Alphanod with me. I think his name's pronounced Alphano, but I'm just gonna say Alphanod because that's what I'm used to. I might interchange that. But anyway, okay. So I pick up the first group of ads and I'm gonna make a right turn. Oops. So sorry. I got a new controller and that has nothing to do with what's happening right now, but it's on my desk and it's distracting me. Anyway, okay, my ADHD is all over the place. Okay, so I'm gonna take this first group of ads and go this way. There's nothing over here. See, you can kind of see like the edge there. I believe they have reworked this stuff because I thought I could keep going, but it looks like I can't. So they might have changed it up so you can't pull too much in this area. And you'll see later that, yeah, you kind of do have to pace things out for this dungeon. It's, let's see, they're level 57, yeah. You want to make sure that your gear is doing alright, because sometimes people will just hold on to the Poetics gear, level 50, and around this area, it's not going to do as well. What does that mean? Okay, so I'm just taking care of these ads, right? At the end of every expansion, there's like really good gear for level 50, 60, 70, or 80. And for level 50, it's the, like, man, Sid's company, I forgot what it's called, but it's like item level 130 or something. And it's really good to wear that into your 50s because it's a really like higher item level than the other stuff that you'll get. But you have to pay for it with Poetics. It's a whole thing. You should look it up if you're interested in learning more about gear. But around this area, like, this dungeon hits kind of hard. So if your gear is not up to date, it can be a little difficult. But alright, so now I'm going in here. You'll kind of notice there'll be little AoEs that drop. So careful with those. I am going to grab this group of ads. I'm going to take it out and bring it over here to the next group. Because I saw that the gates were open. I could keep going. AoEs, watch out for those. Also, yeah, I'm using my Dark Knight. I also popped my invulnerability because this is a big pool. So just to be safe, I have that. Dark Knight is one of the tanks that you can pick up that's new in Heavensward. So I thought it'd be neat to show that off. I've popped a lot of my mitigation here and my invuln, and so you can see, like, I'm not dying. And Alphanod's doing alright healing me. I haven't died yet. But if you're gonna tank this with the NPCs, or go as healer or DPS, if you have bigger pools, you really gotta watch out for that stuff. You gotta mitigate well or heal, like be on your toes with the healing. Okay, first boss. Sir Aldelfell Brightblade. There's some ads around here. We'll take care of the ads first, and then and then focus. Well, I focus on the boss and then I use my AoE moves. Watch out for this AoE. And then we're gonna have a bit of a transition sequence here. See? Watch. Look at this. It's far from where. Okay, so he knocks everyone back and then he like gets bigger. Okay, so now he's gonna have his health resets and then he's gonna do a few different moves. That was a raid wide, so everyone takes damage. And see, this is like the back, and this isn't really north, but I'm facing him away from where the entrance was, and I also noticed that the NPCs are configured in this direction, and so I'm like, okay, then they're considering this to be north, so I point the boss this way. Okay, so this person has a green marker on them, Holy Shield Bash, so the boss will go over and basically down for the count, which is basically like a stun onto that person and does some attack on them. Okay. That was because he had the little green thing above his head. Okay, and then he dashes and leaves these like orbs in his wake. So they're like the bombs from the other fight we've seen. They'll blow up in order, so you want to just kind of move away from them and then go towards the ones that already blew up into the safe spots. Just see that one more time. So he's gonna dash over. He also was hovering to read the skills. If you're interested, you can pause the video. So he'll go dash over. Okay, so these are gonna blow up first. So this, you can consider this a line AoE here. Okay. And then a line AoE here, kind of, okay? They're circles. So it's more like this. But basically it's like a line. Okay. So we park it over here. And then there's a cross over here. I know this looks all over the place, okay? But now this blew up, this blew up. And so now there's a line over here, and then everyone else over here is like running that way. Because the safer spot's over here now. Okay, and also this person has the glowing thing above them and this kind of circular thing. And so what that means is the boss was over here. He's gonna jump onto that person. Okay. Do we need to see that one more time? This marker, it looks similar to all these orbs, but it's kind of more like angular. It's above this person, and you can kind of see this circle radiating around them. So if you have that, you just move away from people, still stay in a safe spot, and then the boss would jump to that person. Okay, so he recenters Holiest of the Holy. This is a raid wide. I gotta reposition him because I see the NPCs are doing their triangular thing. Did you see that? There was a cleave there. Okay. Go back a little bit to see the cleave. So the raid wide pops out and then he'll do an auto attack and then do a bigger slash kind of thing. See? You can see the triangle shape. Okay. So tanks, you gotta make sure not to focus on people. Okay, so the green thing is up again. Holy Shield Bash. So he's gonna jump onto the person, stun them for a moment, and it deals a bit of damage. Holiest the Holy, another raid wide. So I use Reprisal on that to decrease the damage on it. That was Heavenly Slash, that's another tank slash thing. Okay. So now he's done. They all kind of say something at the end though, so we wait. And then the thing will go away. And then you can pick up the treasure here if you want the treasure. Okay. So now we go up the steps and we're gonna make another right turn. This one's open. You see this one's closed. So you make it to the right side. This next pool is gonna be a bit difficult because as you can see, we're running a long stretch, and here this is gonna be a long hallway. And the difficulty about this is that I'm running with the NPCs, and the way that their AI movement works. Okay, also remember there's AoEs that just drop in the middle of stuff. Looks like this one's the one that's casting it. Oh, there's also a treasure over here. Dear, if you want the treasure. The difficulty with running a straight line is your NPCs might not follow you. So what I'm doing here is called line of sight. LOS equals line of sight. You might have seen me do this in some of the other dungeon guides I've made. If there is a ranged enemy, if they can still see you, they're just gonna stay there, whereas some of the other ones will follow you. And so instead of standing here, I move across behind this wall, and then the enemy, it was like one of them that was casting something, couldn't see me anymore, so it comes over here. That typically works well with enemies, however, it doesn't work well with the NPCs. As you can see, Harsh Font and the other guy is like here with me, but Alphinaud is like all the way back here. And so I'm gonna die. So I died. Yeah. The way that the AI works for the NPCs is you can line of sight them kind of, but if they're currently, it seems like if they're currently attacking an enemy and they can still see the enemy, they'll just stay where they are. And so Alphinaud might have been just targeting an enemy instead of healing me. And so since the enemy was making the way over there and he was in the middle of casting or something, he didn't come over with me. And because he didn't come over with me, he didn't heal me. So he couldn't see me to heal me. But if I stayed there, then the enemies would have been separated, and you know, this is solvable in that I can just do smaller pools, but like, no, I want to do bigger pools. I want to see the boundaries of how much I can do with the NPC support. Okay, so I tried again. This is the Vault Deacon is the one that's the range player. So I park it here a little bit just to see. See, Alphinaud's like all the way back there. He's all the way back there. Now I cluster them up, hoping he'll come a little closer. He came a little bit closer and put a heal on me. I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, see, he did psychic. Like, he stepped a little bit closer and put psychic on me. And I'm like, maybe I'll just stand here and it'll be enough. But yeah, I realized I really needed to focus on where he was standing, so that I wouldn't die. So if you're running this with other people though, like other real human players, they'll probably be like, oh my god, why is everything moving that way? And they'll likely, you know, follow you. But it can be tricky. This pool in itself it kind of hits hard, and so it's tricky in itself. And if you're running with the NPCs and you're not careful with how you run things with the NPC, then you can die like I did. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I've run this with other people where I'll bring that entire group into this room, and then we have to get close to this, but then we bring up two of these big guys, and then you can take all of that down together. If you have a good healer and a good tank who can control the mobs, then it's possible. But if you don't, then that's fine too. You just take it a little bit slower. Oh, watch out for these AoEs. They're kind of big. You saw this, and there was one over here like that. Did I finish my explanation about the whole gear situation? Basically, it just hits hard in this one, okay? So make sure your gear is, like, good. And the thing is, it won't let you in unless your gear is good enough. So if you can get in, your gear is good enough, but that means if it's on the lower end, then you just have to play a little bit more carefully. So, yeah. Okay, so in this instance, we're gonna go to the left side. There's nothing over here that you can really do. I noticed out here though, look at that, there's like a whole garden out there. This next pool is a little bit difficult too. So you gotta have a lot of mitigation and healing for it. It looks like it's just like, you know, these 5 things, but they actually do hit pretty hard. And even like Alphinaud is like all the way back here, so he's like back there somewhere. He's within range of me, but I am taking a lot of hits here. I probably could have popped my mitigation a little bit earlier than that. I also didn't have my invuln anymore, and so he's trying. He's trying. There's lots of AoEs here that you need to dodge from these bigger ones. Yeah, he's trying. It's fine. I was pointing and emoting at him, in case you couldn't tell. And so we try again. No big deal. A neat thing about dying is that it resets all your stuff, so I have my invuln again. And all my mitigations again. So, yeah. Yeah. They're squeaking. Oh, because I'm just running down a hallway. I'm trying to look at Alphinaud's characteristics. I try to see if he's like an Arcanist, since he's only doing Psychic on me. He's a Academician. Academician or something. Which is his own thing. It's not a job or class that we can pick up. But I was like, man, is your only healing just Psychic? Man. But, okay, so we go again. That emote is called Psych. I'm psyching myself up for this pool. So another thing when it resets though is sometimes you have less ads, either because you were able to destroy the ad before you died, or let me see, he's all the way over there. Or the game's just nicer. I've noticed that in some of my other runs, if I wiped, it definitely seemed like there were lesser ads, and I didn't think I actually killed any of them. But in any case, just gotta watch out for the long line AoEs that these big horse things, horse knights, throw out. See these long ones. Oh, she goes that way too. Yeah, if you're looking to train as a tank, I would recommend going with the NPCs. You'll really learn how to space out your mitigations well, because it's... Okay, here's the next boss. It's not good to throw all your mitigation out, usually. You want to stagger it out, but sometimes you kind of have to just to survive, so it's just something you'll familiarize yourself with. Okay, watch, that was a AoE that just targeted one person. Okay, so that was a bit of a raid wide and it knocked everyone backwards. Okay, so that's something, it's kind of showing us the stuff that's going to happen later. Okay, here you want to stand in a clear spot, so there's this inside place and then this outer one, but not the outside. Okay, that was a tank cleave. Did you see the little triangle? Yeah. Okay, another tank cleave thing there. Okay, so here hyperdimensional slash will target a side, and it's like this long AoE. So one, you want to get out of it, but also you'll see, like, look right here. Once he does the move, there'll be this like kind of void here. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then he'll do another slash thing in another direction, so you know, get out of that. And now there's another void thing over there. Okay, so keep both those things in mind. And also there was another tank slash thing. This move, Faith Unmoving, as you can see, there are the lines going out, and so that is telling us that there's going to be a knockback. And so I use arm's length, so I don't get knocked back. However, you know, my friends over here, they did get knocked back. The important thing here is to not get knocked back into one of these voids. Okay, so if I was standing right here, I would have gotten knocked back that way. Or here, I would have gotten knocked back that way. I use my knockback immunity, and if I hadn't done that, I probably would have gotten knocked back this way. So that it worked out. It was fine. Okay, also watch out for that AoE. The voids go away, but it's gonna happen one more time. Okay. Okay. Also watch out for that AoE. Okay. So this AoE sucked both of us in towards it, and then, well, I got a heavy, and then I also got the tank cleave. So yeah, I stood a little too close to it, and then I also got all this extra stuff. Okay, so he does the void thingy again, and then targets me, and then does another one over here. So I'm like, okay, I see there's a void here, there's gonna be one here. So wherever I position myself, I don't want to get knocked back into the void thing. Also another tank cleave. Heavy swing. Okay, so, okay. This configuration, you stand in the clear spots. There's a little spot here. Just like this. You want to dodge all this stuff, but you also still want to remember there's voids things over here. So if I position my camera like this, I see the void is here and here. As long as I'm standing somewhere in between, like with my back to it, if I get knocked back, I'll just get knocked back into the wall. And so, there we go. I got hit, but I got hit back here because I was standing here with my back towards this wall. So that's what you want to do. If you get hit into the void thing, I think you get tethered to it for a while. And you take some damage. Okay, dimensional rip thingy. Another little orb thing. If you stand near it, it'll just suck you in and give you a thing. Front cleave for the tank. Okay, so he's gonna do the void slashy thing again. There's a void, that area, avoid this, and there's a new void thing here. Okay, so now in this situation, if in that situation, there would have been these three things that you had to avoid for the knockback. So that means you have to stand more over here to get knocked back over here, or this way, or over here. Okay, so you can't stand in these areas, or else you'll get knocked into the void or this other thing. But we got him, so we skipped that part. Okay. Grab a treasure. Let's get out of here. I realized I wasn't eating food, so I wasn't getting extra experience. Remember to eat your food. Okay, this next pool is also a little difficult, a bit spicy. These big guys, there's two of them and there's two horses inside. I tried to pull them closer, but then there were these AoEs, and I was like, where's Alphinaud? Oh, he's all the way back there! And then I died. It's no big deal. What's the phrase? We live and learn. I'm so dramatic. I just stared. Man. I really enjoy playing this game because of like the really little things that you can do to express yourself. It's fun. It's fun, but there's also certain times where it's like you can get really stressed out playing because it's an MMO and you're playing with other people. So if you're ever feeling stressed out, you know, there's always things you can do in the game. Oh, watch out for this! Look at that! That's huge. There's a big old. I got it out of that. I took advice from myself and took it slower because I didn't want to die and reset again. Those were big raid whites there. Yeah. No wonder we were gonna die before. No wonder we did die. But anyway. Yeah, there's like a bunch of single player things you can do in the game. And like the developers are adding all these NPC support things so that you can run the dungeons, you know, with the NPCs by yourself. So it's great for introverts, you know, and for people who just have anxiety in general when they're playing something new. So if you get stressed and overwhelmed, try just doing the single player stuff, or just take a break. No big deal. Watch out for these line AoEs again. Remember those horses? These really long ones. I've definitely taken a lot of breaks from the game. It's my first MMO. First, like, game I've really invested in, but I definitely burnt out a few times, so yeah, all the knowledge I've accrued to then make these guides has come from enjoying the game but trying to enjoy it in like a healthy way, so I don't just leave everything, you know what I'm saying? When I first started playing, I didn't really like the story. I didn't like fighting anything in general. But by the time I got to Heavensward, I liked the story a lot more. Apparently it's critically acclaimed, you know what I'm saying? Someone insert the critically acclaimed MMORPG thingy in the comments, please, if you make it this far. But yeah, so getting to this expansion was pretty nice. Back then we didn't have the NPC thing for the Heavensward dungeons. But yeah, that was cool. It was nice getting back into it. And I think later I took a break again, and then I come back to it, you know? So it's all good. It's always gonna be there. Okay, this set of ads seems like no big deal, but these soon the priest is gonna summon these statue things. And they're gonna show up. Also, there's a lot of fire. Here. AoEs. Whoa, Harshafan got burned. You see that? He was burned for a little bit. Yeah, summon familiar. So you're gonna park it here for a little bit. Now these gargoyles are coming out. I bring them all to the center so we can AoE them down. Lots of AoEs here. Cool. Now we go to the last boss. Up the stairs. We'll make a left turn. There's nothing over there. Wow. This squeaking. Okay. Filthy rat! Okay, so I turned him around. he does a lot of magic damage here, so I use my magic defensive Dark Mind. Okay, Heaven's flamey stuff. Okay, there's AoEs all over here, just get out of that. They look a little different, but they're essentially the same thing, you know, the circle AoEs. Okay, I don't know if you saw that well because the lighting in this is kind of difficult to see, but oh wait, I'm gonna go back a little bit. There's a move where two people will get chained together. Right after the Heaven's Flame thing goes off, Holy Chain will go off. It's a little difficult because the NPCs just take care of everything, but is this Burning Chain? Okay, see these two, they're chained together. They're chained together here. And so if you see that, you basically just have to run away from each other and then it'll break the chain. See how they're running away? Okay, see? And the chains broke. That's how you handle that mechanic. If you're running with actual other gamers, sometimes you'll run towards each other and you just go opposite directions. Okay, so now at this point, the Horse Knights are gonna come out. Here. And you just consider them line AoEs. Okay, like this. So you want to stand in a clear area to not get hit. Because they're just gonna go charge across. So see, there was a clear sliver here too. Okay, Altar Pyre. It's raid wide. Okay, looks like that might have been a front cleave there. Also, the NPCs went to the sides, back to their positionals. So, yeah, kind of looks circular. Oh, but in any case, I think this altar candle is probably just a tank thing. I took a decent amount of damage for that. Okay, Heaven's Flame again. These AoEs just get outside a bit. And then we go back. Holy Chain again. We'll see who's tethered. It's these two again. So see, they run away from each other. And then there we go. The chains broke. Altar candles, tank thingy. Okay. So now, during this transition phase, there's gonna be a bunch of ads on the sides. Holy flame, holy flame, holy flame! Okay, so we have to take care of all of those. Looks like they're all going together. I just park it in my side, and so I don't have to run as much. Okay, but also, do you see that? This horse did a line AoE out. It didn't look like there was anything on the ground to indicate it was going to do that. So I think you... Oh, wait, there was. Okay, so when you see it, it's very orange and yellowy and gold and stuff, but there was an indication that it's going to do the line AoE, so just watch out when you're running. Yeah, watch out. Watch out again for that one. And then there is a raid wide. And then I just point him north again.
I have my pride.
Altar Pyre. Raid wide. Okay. Then I heard the things come out, and I also saw the NPCs like moving into position, and so I turned my camera. I was like, oh yeah, the horses are out. So I got a clear spot here, clear spot here, and clear spots over here, like this. So I move out. Okay, also there was these AoEs. Just get out of those. Another line of horses. Okay, so you look for the gap between them. So turning my camera in this way so I can face them helps me out a lot. So I can still see the boss, but I can also see the horses. I was trying to do some fancy stuff there. I was trying to not stand in the AoE, but also get out of the line of the horses, and I did get hit with the fire. But I didn't get trampled on, so yeah. Alter Fire, Raid Wide. Oh! Someone used first aid on me. Alter Pyre, another Raid Blade. Well, they're running into position again, so the horses are probably out. Yep. So we got the AoEs, dodge the horses, look for the next gap between the horses. So for that one I waited a little bit, and the horse got close, so I waited for the explosion, and then I moved over. I still got a little thingy though, but that's fine. And yeah, there we go. That's the vault. Oh, you were right, my friend. We must hurry ere the Archbishop grows scared. Alright. I hope you're still enjoying the story for Heavensward. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, goodbye.